Hello and welcome to episode 22 of The Formula with me, your host, Nick Boddington. Today we're going to be talking about something which, if you can't do it, you're doing something wrong. Testimonials and referrals. Hi there, Nick Boddington here, your host of The Formula, X plus Y plus Z equals sales. So today, we're going to talk about something. In the last couple of episodes, we've talked about, what have we talked about? We've talked about different avenues of sources. This particular avenue, referrals, I would say, and I haven't got a stat because I was going to do it earlier and it ran out of time, but I would say that 35% of our recurring business every month, and not just recurring, I'd say 35% is coming from a referral from customers that we already got. Okay, now that's great, a massive amount, because you're kind of thinking, okay, well, you've got the clients, you don't need to pay for any more sources, you don't need to pay for this, even though things are always going. But if you actually work on your current clients, that's it. Last week was the client is king. Sure, that was it. Was that client is king? Number 21. Yeah. Client is king. So if you've made your client king, they think you're an amazing supplier. They think your service or product is absolutely top notch. They have absolutely no reason to go anywhere else. And fool you if basically you lose someone who is thinking that to a competitor, because that means there is something wrong, or the competitor is basically, here we go, I'm going to put it another way. The way I like to train my guys is that if your competitor is thinking, if your client has any reason to go somewhere else, then you haven't done your job to 100%. So all the way through it, you've got to make sure everything's fine. You've got to make sure, you could be dealing with someone for 2 years. They can leave. We've had people here, there are so many elements that you don't have any control over as to why they might go somewhere else, that you always need to be paranoid. That's going all the way back to episode number 21 of this series. Always be paranoid. You just never, ever know. Ask them the uncomfortable questions. Ask them if everything's all right, all these things. So let's say you've just done a deal. I mean, one of the way we work is here that as soon as we get some new business, we know, well, the account manager knows that they would have really serviced that particular prospect to make them a client. They know that our product's going to work for them because they've sold them the right particular piece of data, so it's going to work. And then in time, I would say, it can take a bit longer, than it's not going to be an overnight success. But let's say over an 8-week period, they could actually come back and say, I've had some really good results from this. So you can quite quickly after the order ask for a testimonial. And when we first started, we would say things like, would you be able to write us a testimonial? What I've kind of learned is that if you just ask for a testimonial and expect that person to go away and write it, a lot of the time they're not actually going to get round to it. I've got plenty of suppliers that I think I wouldn't go anywhere else. A, it's too much hassle to go and find a new supplier. B, I have no reason to leave. If someone wants to turn around and say, oh, we're a bit cheaper or whatever, I just don't have enough reason to leave that. It's really, unless my supplier really trips up, even then I'm actually going to give them a bit of a chance and find out why, because we've created a relationship. But let's say you've done your sale. That person, you want to ask them how. So you could word it like a testimony, but you want to say, how did you find everything? How's it all been? They say, oh, excellent. So rather than getting them to do that, get them to talk about their experience. Don't have to waste their time because everyone's busy. Just get them to talk about their experience, and then I want you to turn around and say, look, okay, that's great. I'm going to type that up. Are you quite happy for me to put your name to that, and for us to put it on a website, put it on any marketing that we're doing? But you need to ask them those permissions. Some people might turn around and say, yeah, that's great. Can you send me an email? I just want to verify, and I'll email you back saying that I'm happy to go with that. That's how we've done most of ours, because at the first you send all these emails out or whatever, or you've spoken to someone who are expecting emails to come back, and they never come back. And it's not that the client doesn't care; they really do care. Because if you call them a week later, they'd apologise. I'm so sorry, but everyone's got a million things to do. So just literally get them to tell you what the testimonial is, and bring it, type it up, get them to verify it, and do what you need to do with it then. The other thing is, so we've got testimonials, the referrals. How do you get a referral? You ask for it. We've always asked for referrals. That's where we get them from. Actually, if I was to say, if we were to look at statistics, I would probably say that 50% of them is a referral, even if we haven't asked for it. I know that someone yesterday came through our website. They didn't have our email address. They came through to the sales app email saying, "Hi Faye, I've spoken to so-and-so. He says to give you a call. This is what I'm looking for." So we haven't asked, Faye hasn't asked that person for a referral. This is just happening. And that's amazing. You know, we're getting new business coming in. Let's say out of that 35% of it, half of that we're asking for. The other half is just coming in every month from just doing a really, really good job, servicing our clients the way it is, sending a product out there or a service that's just absolutely top notch, no reason for them to leave. People talk. But let's say that, you know, that's happening, but you want to get more of it. Just call everyone. We tried two things recently. We've always called up our clients, so the account manager has got the relationship. They want to call them up. They want to ask them. They know, and it's a lot easier if you've asked that person for a testimonial. It's going to be a lot easier then to call that person up again sometime later and actually say, "Do you have anyone else that would be interested in our product or service?" And if they say no, or they have a think about it and go, "Oh no, not at the moment," ask them again. Persist with it a little bit more. Really, so any of your colleagues in your business, does anyone else buy this sort of information in your business? No. Anyone you know any business owners, friends of yours who own businesses that you probably do this? Persist a little bit. I mean, don't go so far that you're annoying them and you're not letting it off the phone. But if you've got a relationship with them, they're quite happy to converse and have a conversation about it. Do this with everyone. So even if you've been going 5 years and you've got 300 clients, ring them all up. You're going to ring them all up and it's going to be another follow-up just to making sure, because I'm sure there's going to be some that you've left go a bit stagnant and you don't even know what's happening with them. So you're going to kill two birds with one stone. Ask them for a referral. Ask them if there's anything else you can do with at the moment, because there might be some business there you could get. Ask them for a referral, anyone else in there, and get those referrals in. If they do recommend someone and they say, "Okay, yeah, call Joe Blogs, this is his number," what I want you to try and do, and this is taking that a little bit further because you're asking them to spend some time, is that there's a big difference between you calling that referral and saying, "Hey, yeah, it's Nick here from MIB. Joe asked me to give you a call, said you might be interested in some of our products." Or Joe emailing Joe Blogs, I've got two Joes there, but emailing Joe Blogs and saying, "There's a guy, Nick, MIB, I think you'd be really interested in his product. I've given you your number. I hope you don't mind. He's going to give you a call in today or next 24 hours or whatever." That person then is expecting your call, may have had a little thought. So you've been introduced behind the scenes, then you're calling. That's going to have a lot more impact than you just calling. Okay? These work. It's literally, we class it as one of our sources. This is referrals, isn't just something that happens to my company as, oh, willy-nilly something comes in, oh great, it's a bonus. Yeah, it's great, but bonus. But this is, we're going up against our AdWords, we're going up against our email marketing, we're going against our calling. This is what's classed as another source. But before I go, I've just remembered what I was talking about. We tried something else out. Autoresponders on your email. I'm a massive fan of autoresponders, but all in the right way. Sometimes I can get a little bit carried away experimentally. I wrote a very personal looking email, just literally 2 lines. "Hi Dave, how's it going? Just wanted to know if there's anyone any of your friends or colleagues that might be interested in this product, blah, blah." I stuck that in our autoresponder and did it as a broadcast to all our clients. They didn't even need I was asking them to reply. So what we were expecting at that autoresponder is for that person to reply and say, "Oh yeah, give so-and-so a call." I think we got 2. It was a really, really bad response. And since then, I've thought about it, and it's not the way I want to go again, and it's not the way I think you should go. I think you need to keep this really personal. Autoresponders are all great. Alicia and I have been spending the last day or so writing up a big autoresponder for our up-and-coming webinar. Can't pitch that to you yet because we're not quite live, but I will come back to you on a date. That took a lot of time, and that's what I believe. There will be other people that disagree, but that's what I believe is the right place to have an autoresponder, because someone's clicked on a link and they get a certain email and blah blah, and they know that you're pushing them towards something. But when you're asking someone for a referral, made the mistake, it was me, hands up, didn't work, we all make mistakes, we all learn lessons from it. I think that should be kept personal. That is your staff calling your clients, checking everything's cool, checking everything's all right with the product or service, and during that conversation asking for a referral. And if it's a good referral, asking your client if they can push that referral straight through their personal channel, so that person is expecting your call. That's the way I would do it from now on. We push it a lot here. It works. 35% of our sales come from referrals. It's awesome. That's it for episode 22. I want you to try. You can try this now. Literally, just pick up the phone. Get 3 of your clients that you've just done something to and pick them up. And please comment below. Email me, but comment below if you have done a referral. Not the comments where I thought that video was a load of crap. Let's keep it constructive. If you do what I've just done and you have some kind of positive outcome, comment below so others can read it, and I'll come back to you and we'll have a little conversation about it. Yeah? Thanks for following. Thanks for watching. I'm on Snapchat. This is going live onto Facebook as we speak. And that's it. We'll see you on episode 23. Take care.